time to say the quiet part out loud. The fashion industry is unlikely to book or pay Black trans feminine and or physically disabled models to do runway, editorial, and or campaign because of an absence of whiteness.
Is it any wonder? Is it any wonder why Hollywood is struggling? Is it any wonder why Hollywood movies are losing hundreds of millions of dollars? Is it any wonder why a lot of these shows are being canceled after 1 or 2 seasons? And instead of addressing the problem, instead of the rulers of this den of iniquity recognizing their sins and pleading forgiveness, instead of rejecting another serving of complimentary woke wiener, instead of eradicating the woke fungus, instead of receiving treatment for the disease of diversity, Hollywood continues to double down on huge, embarrassing failure. Here in a couple of months, Hollywood will release their latest summer disaster. We used to get summer blockbusters. Now we get flaming ass fires. Hollywood spent $250 million on something called the Odyssey. By the time marketing and promotion costs are included, along with enough polish to fill the Pacific Ocean, this turd will easily exceed $500 million. The Odyssey. It's a film based on Greek mythology. 20 years ago, a similar movie was released with Diane Kruger playing the role of Helen from Troy and Brad Pitt playing the role of Achilles. Now, obviously, this is no bueno in today's more civilized society. Due to the laws of diversity, the role of Achilles was given to a transgender man. Naturally, Helen of Troy can't be played by a white woman, even though it's believed that Helen of Troy was indeed a white woman. Instead of hiring a white actress to play the role of a white woman, the diversity deputies, they mandated that a black actress be hired for this role. Who knows? Maybe for their next trick, they will hire a black lab and have it pretend to be Old Yeller. Over the last few years, Hollywood has been worried about AI taking their jobs. Oh no! These machines are taking our jobs! We created these machines for companionship. They are supposed to be our boyfriends, our girlfriends, or in some cases, they friends. We didn't create bots to put us out of business. Every so often, someone will ask me if I'm worried about AI replacing me on YouTube. Believe it or not, there are some AI channels that feature fake people talking about sports or politics, pop culture. For the most part, these channels are major failures. Unlike Hollywood, Uncle KC is not worried about competition from artificial intelligence. Why? There is a key word in that description: artificial. AI can't provide the one thing that people are seeking: authenticity. AI doesn't understand nuance. It doesn't have a soul. It's not capable of giving you real human emotion. Think about it. The topics aren't what keeps people coming back to this channel. Most of you guys, you're not wasting your time watching the pretend basketball in the WNBA dump. When we talk about Hollywood, most of you haven't seen or even heard of most of these movies. The topics, they're the initial draw, but you can find the news anywhere. You can read AI-generated articles to get the news. What keeps people watching is relatability, authenticity. Maybe you love me, maybe you hate me. Either way is fine with me. When it comes to entertainment, there is no wrong emotion. You just want people feeling something. AI ain't capable of doing that. The problem, though, for Hollywood, they have also lost the ability to make people feel. Hollywood has developed go away heat because the only emotion they are capable of generating is disgust. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Headline at the LA Times: Why family businesses that built Hollywood are closing. Since 2022, Hollywood has seen a 30% decrease in jobs. Their caboose has been so severely bruised, Hollywood studios are literally begging Donald Trump to save them. For the last 10 years, Hollywood has been demonizing the Trumper. They refer to him as a fascist. They refer to him as a Nazi. They describe him as Orange bad. But now, they are lobbying Congress to implement a 15% tax credit to bring Hollywood jobs back to America. All of our jobs are being shipped overseas. Please help us. Our Titanic is sinking, and all our men have put floaties in their bras so they appear to be women. We are drowning. Please save us, Lord Trump. Although I don't feel sorry for the studios, I don't feel sorry for the woke directors who are responsible for destroying Hollywood. I do feel bad for the normal people who are affected by Hollywood's embrace of the woke fungus. You see, when Hollywood struggles, when movies are filmed overseas or even in other states, it has a domino effect on the economy in the People's Republic of California. Recently, a California congresswoman had a section with her acupuncturist. During her session, her specialist pleaded with her to bring the entertainment jobs back to Hollywood. Her business is struggling because she no longer has any customers. My former job, before I became a full-time YouTuber, I was an operations manager for a supplier in the oil and gas industry. Now, when most people think about oil, they only think about gas prices. They want oil prices to be as low as possible, so gas prices are low. But the thing with oil, you don't want it to be too high and you don't want it to be too low. It needs to stabilize between $50, $60, $80 a barrel. If the price is too low, the American refineries, they are making less money or losing money. When that happens, it has a domino effect on every industry. It affects manufacturers, suppliers, vendors, cleaning companies, bars, restaurants, contractors, maintenance workers. When LeBron James left Cleveland the second time, the city of Cleveland, it lost hundreds of millions of dollars. 41 games a season, people were no longer traveling to Cleveland to see LeBron James. The entire downtown economy was affected. Same thing in Hollywood. When the entertainment industry is struggling, damn near the entire city of Los Angeles is struggling. Since 2022, worker production in Hollywood has declined 36%, which means the people working behind the scenes, their hours were essentially cut 36%. Their pay was cut 36%. To make matters worse, a lot of these production companies, they are producing less content. Streaming services, they are cutting back. Netflix has figured out that their subscriber count, it doesn't always equate to profitability. It's a hell of a lot easier for Netflix to purchase the rights to old shows than to produce new shows. YouTube is also putting a severe bruising on the Hollywood caboose. When you think about it, YouTube has the perfect modernized business model. All they really provide is the platform. Now, to be fair to YouTube, they provide creators with a lot more support than just the platform. But for the most part, the platform is the only thing that matters. It's the foundation. Outside of their cost to run the servers, from a production standpoint, YouTube doesn't have any cost. The creators incur the cost to make the content, and we are paid based on the views that we generate. The overwhelming majority of YouTubers, last I checked, I want to say the number was between 98 and 99%. The overwhelming majority of YouTubers, they don't make shit. But the top creators driving the views, they are taking the attention from those viewers away from Hollywood. And they're doing it with minimal cost. Outside of paying for my thumbnail designer and a couple of bills, my production costs are low. Most of the revenue I generate, it's straight profit. How is Hollywood supposed to compete with that? There is a way for Hollywood to compete. The problem is they refuse to embrace it. Yesterday, my wife wanted to drive an hour to see one of her friend's daughters perform in her final play. It was one of those children's chorus groups where kids from schools around the city from 8 to 18 perform. First half of the performance was, well, they're kids. But the second half was phenomenal. Why? For starters, they were singing songs that I could relate to. The theme of the second half was songs from the 80s and 90s, songs that I grew up with. I knew the songs, and it was kind of neat to see a group of 100 kids hitting every note in Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. The final 30 minutes, damn near every parent in the theater was crying. The final 30 minutes was dedicated to the seniors who were moving on. They sang Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield, which Uncle KC instantly recognized as the theme song from The Hills on MTV. It should also be the theme song for Spence Pratt and his campaign to be mayor of Los Angeles. They did the graduation song by Vitamin C. Our friend's daughter, her dad went on stage and put on her cap and gown. They had a nice moment between father and daughter. My wife was boo-hooing the entire time. Initially, I thought maybe her allergies were bothering her, but I look over and she's wiping her tears on my shoulder. The woman responsible for producing the show, she was absolutely brilliant because she found a way to elicit emotion. She found a way to make you feel. Whether positive or negative, you want your audience feeling something. And that is what Hollywood has forgotten. That's what Hollywood struggles to do because they continue to waste their time indoctrinating. Why do you think they keep rehashing old shows? Why do you think they keep trying to recreate old moments? Hollywood is out of ideas. Earlier this morning, I'm watching a documentary on the Four Horsemen. Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, J.J. Dillon. They dominated professional wrestling back in the 1980s. 10 years later in the 90s, they kept trying to recreate the Four Horsemen with new members. It never worked because the recreation is never as good as the original. Hollywood has an abundance of diversity. They are focused on promoting so-called stars who are quote-unquote different. But as diverse as Hollywood is, they lack originality, they lack relatability, they lack authenticity. They no longer entertain, and they have no one to blame for their struggles but themselves. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.